The United Nations declared 2010 as the Year of Biodiversity, International Year of Biodiversity, and it really provides an opportunity for all the people around the world to focus on what we have and how important it is. The variety of on Earth, it's just amazing. What have we got and what do we stand to lose? We've lost so much already. What would a world without gorillas be like? What would a world without Sumatran tigers be like? Many of us, most of us, would be devastated to think that that could happen in our lifetime. And it could, unless we all work together. And zoos do have a big role to play in that, because we have a unique skill set that nobody else has, a unique skill set in being able to look after these animals, have the genetic know-how to breed the right animals with each other to keep the populations healthy. And we are ready to release those animals back into the wild as soon as we all work together to have safe habitats. We do that by breeding animals of the right species under the right conditions with the right genetic makeup so that we don't cause inbreeding, by retaining their natural behaviours as much as possible so that we're saving those animals for the future. Orangutans, for example, we could breed them now, pump them out. But if we did that, where are we going to take them? Right now their habitat is still being destroyed. So we need to come up with breeding programs that take those programs gently forward into the future with good genetically suitable animals that can be released maybe in 50 years, or in some cases we're planning for 100 years' time, because we are hoping that the habitats may at that stage be available to release animals into. And we call those programs insurance breeding programs. It's an insurance against extinction in the wild. So zoos act as a safety net, a global safety net in the way zoos work together to save those animals from extinction. And we are hoping that there will be habitat to put those animals back into, that we create through our Zoo Visit a community of people globally. 600 million people visit zoos. If they come away just a little bit the wiser, together we can save a lot more habitats, and those magnificent creatures that we breed may have somewhere to go into the wild in the future. Zoos these days, their main reason for being is to be able to come up with better solutions for animals in the wild. How can we contribute to that through research, education, captive breeding, wildlife health? So many different aspects of what we do, we hope will all be little pieces of the puzzle that save the world. There are little projects right around the world. Just about every good zoo has a little project of releasing back a buzzard or a frog, or the way all the zoos in Australia at the moment are working together to save the Tasmanian devil. Maybe we are the last hope for this species. Their decline in the wild because of this horrible facial tumour disease is so rapid that unless we have an insurance population on the mainland, we're taking a huge risk that we could lose this incredibly charismatic species that all of Australia loves, not just Tasmanians. Small projects in some cases, regent honey eaters. This year alone we've released 44 birds back to the wild. That input of genetic material into a dwindling population can just be the trigger that gets it over some crisis. In my time in the zoos, I've seen zoos change from places not just for entertainment. Even in my time, in 27 years in zoos, they were never just for entertainment. They were always for education and science and conservation. But as the world becomes a more threatening place for so many species, those important issues like conservation are taking a step up, really. We are dedicating more of our time and our resources and our thinking about how we're going to act in the future towards outcomes in conservation. And those outcomes, we want those outcomes to be in the wild, not more gorillas in enclosures. We want safe habitats in the wide world out there. Populations of gorillas large enough to be self-sustaining without zoos' input. But we can only do that when all of the people that visit zoos right around the world become interested and work with us to have those outcomes through the way they purchase things, the way they recycle their mobile phones, the purchases of hardwood from sustainable forests, all of those things we hope to be able to get every visitor to the zoo a soldier for conservation.